Sure. So this is the Chicago replacement request Google form that we've built. Obviously, we're a larger district, and it definitely helps with the organization of what technicians are requesting what replacements and how we can track that before putting in the order to Florida. So basically what we did is we created a Google form, as you can see here, with numerous questions that the technicians fill out on their phone. So first, of course, things like account name, contract number, city, these are all essential for us to know where this replacement is eventually going to be going, if and when ordered. What the requested plant is, and we do that by plant code for our district, and what the existing plant is. So in case the technician wants to change an Emerald Beauty to a Silver Bay, this is how they would do that in here. And then of course the quantity of what's needed. Again, other things that we ask is, will substitutions be accepted? Obviously when technicians say yes, that gives us a little bit more flexibility on what we can order, especially depending on Florida's availability. We ask them as well, is this a rush replacement? So we can notate that and note how urgent of a replacement it is. And then finally, one of the most important lines is the location and notes. So that's where they would type in a detail on exactly where this replacement goes, and that's ultimately translated onto the replacement ticket to help the installer know exactly where to put it when he or she arrives.
Okay, sounds good. And this is the actual Google form. How is it that the specialist would be using the Google form? Would they obviously don't have a computer, they would be using this on their phone?
Yes, so essentially what you would do, you can see in the upper right corner here, once you create this form, you would click send, and you can send it via email to anyone you'd like, whether that's a specialist or installer or operations manager even, which all have used this app at one point or another. So basically when they get that on their phone, there's an ability to save that on their home screen, which will allow them to fill it out mobilely and not have to be in front of a computer.
Okay. For the new OMs, could you show us how that gets downloaded to
Absolutely.
the phone?
So I sent it to myself as an example on the phone here. So basically when you get that email, this is how it would show up. You get an email in your Gmail app, you can click fill out the form. The only way to do this is you have to open it in Safari, because that's the only way that I know of, at least, to save it to your home screen. So we're going to click open in Safari. It's going to come to this screen. So the next step is you got to click this little icon below to open up outside of the Gmail app, actually in the Safari app. And you can see it's a lot of the same, or exactly the same as what we were showing on the computer. Once a technician has this, they can click the little box with an arrow down in the center on the bottom. And then what you would do is you pull up here, go down to where it says add to home screen, right here next to my thumb. You can name it whatever you like. I'm just going to keep it, I already have it on my phone, so I'm going to name it test for the sake of this example. Click done, and then you can see here, and I have two of them because I did one before, but you can see here it now becomes a permanent shortcut to Safari on their phone. So you can click it, and it pops right up, and you can start filling out whatever your needs are in regards to replacement.
Excellent. Sounds good. So the specialist would then fill out their replacement plant on this. They don't have to go to their email every time. They just open it off of that app. And then once the district actually gets this information, can you just give us a quick overview of how it's actually used?
Sure. So on the other tab here, when someone fills out this form, whether on a computer or a phone, obviously most of the time it's a phone, being that technicians have that ability, it spits out that data into a Google Sheet as seen here. So I'll scroll up into some older months as a better example. So basically all those questions on the form you can see are kind of detailed out here in the columns. And then what we use it on an administrative end, operations manager end, district manager, or the person who orders the plants for the district, that's where these extra columns to the right come in. So first, once we enter this into WDS to be ordered, we put the WDS replacement number in column L next to all the questions. Also, we notate the date that it was entered. And then finally, the person who orders the plants, which it's important to know that this form isn't used, it isn't sent to Florida. It's a way for us to reference exactly what we're ordering, so the person in our district who orders the plants knows what requests are in. And that's where these dates in the final column N, we use this as a date showing what truck they're coming on. So essentially, the benefit of this is if a technician calls and their operations manager and says, hey, I ordered a plant a week and a half ago, do you know when we're going to come in? We can reference this really quick, find the line by searching the document, which is easy using Control F. You can search by customer name. We can go over to column N and see what's the date on here and confirm if it's already been ordered on a truck or not.
Okay. What does the OK mean?
So for us, what we use as OK, that means that we already have a plant on our extra list. It's already existing here, not designated for a current customer. So the person who does our orders, Jeff for our district, he would just write OK rather than putting it on the VFM to be ordered from Florida, since we already have one in stock.
Okay, and that's a plant that could be replaced sooner because it's already in your warehouse.
Correct. Yes. So that's another benefit too. If we go on here, even a technician might put a request in 3 days ago, and Jeff notates OK because he knows that we have that plant. Then we know we can route it immediately.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for this information, Ryan.
No problem. Anytime.